Folks, welcome back to the No Laying Up preview show presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook. DJ Pie here, Solly with no headphones on. If you could throw those on, that'd be even great. You can hear what I'm saying. You clearly couldn't hear anything before that. Randy's also here. Randy has come down with a debilitating, concerning case of playoff fever. Randy, thrilled to have you, man.
Thank you. I'm trying to take on as much liquids as I can this week.
Push the fluids. Got to push the fluids. We're down to the Tour Championship, all caps, presented by Coca-Cola and Southern Company, and I don't know if there's any other presenting sponsors, but thrilled to be at the end of the road.
FedEx, I believe, is
FedEx. I think is also a sponsor. Good point.
At least in some way a sponsor of the Tour Championship.
We are wrapping up the 2019-20 race for the FedEx Cup and
season-long race
for the FedEx Cup. And you know what? With all that snark out of the way, I'm legitimately excited for this week. You guys?
For sure. I mean,
You went an octave or two.
Sure, definitely excited.
When I talk this high, it means I'm super excited. Yeah, I mean, I'm relatively excited. I mean, I'm not going to act like it's a major. It's not a major. I would get more amped up. I love what they've done with the adjusted scoring system. I think that makes it way more digestible for fans. A lot of attention is going to be at the top, like how the breakdowns end up paying out and all that. But in reality, and I have to dig a little deeper on this, but I feel like this is added so much volatility for guys at the top to drop way down. Like in the old point system, the odds of how you win it are very similar, but they just didn't want to give out 2 trophies, and it's kind of confusing how all that worked. But in the old system, if you started number 1, I don't know how you could have fallen below 8th, 10th. Again, that's not exact math, but you would stay up in that top 10. DJ, if he goes and shoots plus 20 this week, he will fall to 30th and get last place money. Which
Absolutely.
is a weird kind of twist of play for your life here. If you really want this money, you got to play this week.
And I remember, it was one of the years, I think Webb Simpson came in number 1 or number 2 and ended up finishing 26th that week. And yeah, to your point, he didn't get 26th place money. He dropped down a couple spots. But Randy, where are you at? Where's your head this week?
Oh my gosh, just couldn't be more excited. This is the culmination of such a weird, wacky but wonderful season. I don't have a great feel for Eastlake. I feel like every year I watch it, I just don't retain much. So I'm almost looking forward to seeing it again. It'll feel like for the first time. But I think, the leaderboard as it stands right now going into the tournament definitely offers some intrigue. And I think we'll just see what happens.
Well, you mentioned that leaderboard. Let's just reiterate that a little bit. Starting at -10.
Real quick, just the note you had there.
Oh, yeah.
Webb Simpson in 2011, he was first going into the Tour Championship. He did not finish in the top 10. I don't know exactly where he finished.
He finished literally 26th.
Okay.
Or something like that. It was crazy.
He fell all the way to 2nd in the FedEx Cup back then. So, again, there wasn't the staggered point system, so he probably wouldn't have finished 26th with the current system, but still, that would have cost him a lot more money.
It'll cost you in the truest sense. So, Randy, you mentioned the staggered start. Starting the week at -10, getting 10 shots on the field. Dustin Johnson, basically 2 wins in a row.
I got a question for you.
for all intents and purposes, he's won 2 weeks in a row.
Absolutely. I got a question for you. Would you rather start at -10, 10 under like Dustin, or would you rather start at even and have everybody else start over par?
Ooh. That's kind of sweet. I mean, of course it doesn't matter, but yeah, I think
psychologically, I would much rather start at even.
I'd rather be
for
at
sure.
Even. Yeah,
everybody else starting over par would get.
Can you imagine staying on the first tee 10 under par? I'm making a mess out there.
Well, and this is going to be a complete talking point all week, and JT was asked about it a million times last year. He came into the week, -10. It basically is like sleeping on the lead for an extra 4 days, right? And JT didn't play his best golf last year, and I think he kind of spoke to that.
18-hole leads on the PGA Tour are not converted at a very high rate.
Right.
0-hole leads are not converted at all. They've yet to be converted into an actual victory. And yeah, with 72 holes to play, I do think this truly limits the amount of people that can win this thing. You can talk yourself into guys way down the board. I've done so in an effort to try to get back into this thing, but the winner is going to come from the top 5. I feel very confident saying that.
Well, speaking of that top 5, we mentioned Dustin Johnson at -10, Jon Jon J. Ham at -8. Justin Thomas, a year after coming in as number 1, he comes in third at -7. Webb Scrimson comes in at -6.
He's rested too.
He's fully rested. He took last week off, which actually ended up only costing him 1 stroke, I believe. I think he moved down from 3rd to 4th, so that probably was a pretty good decision. Colin Morikawa, -5. He comes in 5th. And then we have a group at -4. Daniel Berger, DB, straight vibing. Harris English, absolutely flushing it. The big golfer, also at -4. Sung Jae Im, also at -4. Hideki Matsuyama, also at -4. I don't know if you guys want to go through the whole field or not.
Keep going. Yeah, I don't know all these.
Next group, -3. Todd Brendan comes in at -3. Roderick Muckleroy, also at -3.
the Mick Splinter.
The Mick Splinter. Is he dead? Is he undead? Is he cryogenically frozen? Is he going to have a kid? All questions we'll get to this week. Patrick Reed, also at -3. Xander Schauffele, past champion here, also at -3. Sebastian Munoz, not only is in the Tour Championship, is also at -3. -2, Lanto, don't call me Lando Griffin. Scotty Scheffler, Solly, I would like an apology from you later in the show on behalf of TC for Scotty Scheffler making it to the Tour Championship. Joaquin, don't ask me if I'm hurt, dog Neiman, also at -2. Lord Tyrrell Hatton, also at -2. Tony Finau, comfy spot, -2. Just really should be a
He might be
great,
freed up.
completely freed up. There's no way he won't shoot the low gross this week
Just gonna say that.
without winning the FedEx Cup.
Okay, do we do it? Does it count for half a
Fuck
win?
no, it doesn't count.
Half a win.
Absolutely
No, half a
not.
win.
No.
Absolutely not.
No way.
No way.
Half a win.
He had 40 events to get himself in better position, and he did not do it. No, it doesn't count.
Those are bad guys.
-1, go Dogs, Kevin Kisner. The Mezcal aficionado, Abraham Answer. Ryan Palmer, I don't really have anything for him. Kevin Na, actually, he set, I believe, the fastest round on tour at the Tour Championship a couple years ago when he was kind of Mr. Irrelevant off first, playing solo. Mark Leishman, coming off of his +30 performance at the BMW Championship.
We've read your hate online. Just cool it. All right. Leash has had a totally fine season. He deserves to be there. His game's not great right now, but I'm sick of reading the Leash hate online.
And then the final 5 coming in at even par, Cameron Smith. Shout out to the Bold Bean Roasters here in Ponte Vedra, Jacksonville Beach area. Victor Hovland, practically a home game.
He medaled here in the East Lake Cup, and I also want to say Scotty Scheffler did too. Two guys that are going to be very comfy.
Solly, add that to your apology. Mackenzie Hughes, guy shot 66 on the weekend at Honda. People forget that.
Andy Schlong to the Schlonger.
And he schlong the schlong by getting up and down on 18 at where were we at last week? Olympia Fields.
Who could possibly say?
Someone, I tweeted out the payouts of everything that happened, and somebody chimed in like, hey, like 31st should get like a little bit of a bonus more than they got. And Adam Long liked that tweet. Kind of felt bad.
Also at even par, Cameron Champ and Billy, retired staff sergeant, retired rear admiral, I believe Tron calls him, of the PXG troops, William Ho, Billy Horschel.
Formerly of the troops.
Formerly of the troops. So that is your final 30. And if you are curious what any of these guys look like, I would recommend looking up the Golf TV illustration to put some faces to the
Who
names.
was most off on that?
Webb.
Webb with his,
doesn't
his
have-
trademark beard.
He doesn't have black hair. Like, how do you get that wrong?
Yeah, I thought Harris English was.
Harris English hasn't been a Callaway
Was
guy like
tough.
4 years. That was a tough look.
JT roasted him pretty good too. He had to put it on his Instagram. Like, why did I look? Did I eat Bryson? Or, I forget.
The two I would really point people to, maybe you can put up this graphic, is the Daniel Berger Lanto Griffin combo, just looking thoroughly
They are the only ones asking why was this graphic made. They are the only ones of the whole group.
It's listen, does that illustration have anything to do with where we're placing our picks this week?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yes, it does.
Hondo P. Can I ask you guys some questions?
Please.
I don't know how
Oh
much you
my
saw
gosh.
on Twitter or how much research you've done on this.
All of it.
Do you want some trivia on the money this week?
Okay,
Yes.
ready.
Yes.
How many places you think make at least $1 million this week? If you saw it earlier, you're gonna have to recuse yourself.
I did not see it, but I kind of want to say like 4 or 5. I'll say 5.
Oh God, I was gonna say more, like 14.
You guys are both bad. It is 8.
Really?
1.1 million goes to 8th place. 5th place makes 2.5. Second makes 5. Third makes 4. If you go all the way down to 20th place, you make over $500K. Last place this week will get $395,000. A lot of people, some people are saying it's annuities. No, this is cash. Like I said,
Straight cash, homie.
And for the people, because this is what I always wonder, do you have to finish all 4 rounds to get that 30th place payout?
it's a great question. I don't know if Rory,
I don't know that you do. I think you just have to tee it up. I think if you tee up your first shot and withdraw, I could be wrong, and I'd be happy to be fact checked on that. But I think if you tee up the first ball, because people have done that at the Tour Championship before, where they show up, they kind of don't really practice. They're clearly hurt, but they hit their first shot and then kind of like WD on the second hole,
I'm all for that.
which I'm all for. Yeah, which I can't say enough good things about.
Berger did that at a WGC too.
Yes,
didn't he? Yeah.
exactly. Maybe that's what. Hopefully, that's not what I'm thinking of. But what, Randy? I know you said you didn't have a lot of memories, fond or otherwise, to draw on from East Lake. Solly, what do you think about when you think about East Lake?
Ever since they switched the nines, I feel like it's been a really exciting tournament. Rory
Absolutely.
2016 was really, really fun. Some massive, massive club twirls that happened down the stretch of that tournament.
People forget the Jordan Spieth year. God rest his soul.
Totally forgot about that. Didn't know that.
2015.
He's
Didn't know
been
that happened.
reborn, though, in Colin Morikawa. So
Many people are saying
you
that.
get a chance to watch him again this year.
And possibly Daniel Berger, as I think working with Cameron McCormick as well. I heard that on the radio today, so that was the first I was hearing of this, but it kind of would make some sense.
The Bill Haas year always comes to mind, of course. How much fun that was. I enjoy the very end of these tournaments because you will not literally see, and maybe in the history of golf, I don't know if we'll see more money at stake between like two people near the end of it.
No,
And
totally.
If we get a playoff for it, like two people are playing out for $10 million. First of all, how do you not have a handshake agreement? Like, dude, like we're totally doing seven and 3 with this, right? Like, come on, there's no way we're playing for this. The Billy Ho year was really fun too because that was the first real underdog, like kind of way outside the top 10, top whatever that came from behind to win that. So a lot of good memories. I think this is, you're going to see a ton of just golf. There's not a ton of golf. There's only 30 guys, but a lot of golf being played out there that doesn't really mean a whole lot. But at the top, I think we're set up for some pretty good drama.
Billy Ho did the Gator Chomp, which I know Randy thought was really cool too.
I think that is very cool.
I agree with you. I think that's like a massively, massively underrated part of the changes made. Everybody talks about the staggered start and all that stuff, but switching to nines is massive. You go from basically a par 3 where par is an extremely good score, really difficult par 3, to a reachable par 5 where all these different things can happen. And yeah, it's been a massive positive change.
Amen.
It's a par 70.
It is a par 70.
For those wondering. So, and what were you saying? Typically the winning gross scores are somewhere in that like 8 to 12 under range.
Well, first of all, it was thoroughly confusing to try to find the gross score last year because you don't know which leaderboards are factoring in the head start and which ones aren't. So I had Rory at like 2 different scores and I got all these guys. So, don't cry for me. My research department was all over it and they figured that out. But Rory essentially shot 13 under gross last year, 18 under total. Tiger in 2018, 11 under, Xander 12 under, Rory 12 under, Spieth 9 under, Horschel 11 under, and Stenson 13 under in 2013. So it gives you a sense of kind of what guys need to do in order to leapfrog the people in front of them and kind of shoot the low round of the tournament. You probably got to be somewhere in that 11 to 13 range. So factor that in when placing your bets.
Okay, we'll do.
I've already placed my bets. Also, the DraftKings Sportsbook, you just told us, is offering odds for the gross.
Randy saw
Randy
that.
saw that.
Absolutely.
Super gross
How fun
odds.
is that?
Yeah, scroll down. Don't miss them. Gross odds to win to top 5 and to top 10, I believe.
Finau is going to beat up that gross top 5. Super gross top 5. So as far as a golf course, what kind of golfers are we targeting this week? Who's going to be rewarded for their style of play?
Of course, using the Course Fit tool at Data Golf.
Of course.
Who, people will think that we're sponsored by eventually, but it's a very atypical golf course, I guess. Atypical, is that the right phrase? Typical? I don't know how to do
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say.
In
Why don't
line
you
with
keep going
a
and we'll
normal,
let you know.
a normal golf course,
Typical.
pretty much. Typical.
Yeah.
So atypical golf course.
A space typical golf course.
Yeah.
Except driving accuracy is heavily rewarded out here. There's that the thickest of the thick with 3 C's Bermuda rough that you don't want to play out of.
It's the
a lot.
Bermuda rough that just like your ball goes in and then it just like spider web tangles around your ball. It's miserable.
These guys haven't seen Bermuda in a few,
It's been a minute.
Yeah, they were up in that wet, thick Midwestern rough last week.
Yeah, they were very far away from Pittsburgh, so that was very, very Midwestern rough. But so yeah, if you're looking for a tiebreaker of some kind, driving accuracy is a skill that you would maybe potentially want to lean on. So the most similar course that the Data Golf has that you'd see, most similar on the PGA Tour that you'd see.
Can we guess?
I'm,
Sure.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think you'll get it.
Honda.
That's nah. I mean, I was gonna say Firestone, but that's not really an option anymore. What is it?
TPC River Highlands.
I would not have got that right.
Muirfield Village is way up there as well. TPC Twin Cities and Innisbrook Copperhead course there. So it's not a bomber's paradise. So
To your point, Randy, I kind of am with you on. I've been there probably 7 times. Walked it. That means probably 28 times. I couldn't tell you all the holes. There's no
awesome.
way. I mean, maybe if I was really sitting down to try to like sketch it out, maybe, but it looks the same, during your stroll. There's not a lot of memorable points. There's that great corner of the property down by the water, that par 3, and now they're switching 9, so I'm all confused. But there's the par 3. I know, obviously, 18, the downhill par 5 is great.
it's 15.
I remember number 9, the par 3. 15 is
the island green kind of par
which
3.
is cool. But yeah, a lot of that stuff in the other parts of the property, just kind of similar looking corridors, some dog legs. It's a lot of
The video game helps. If you played the old video games, that's what I would probably know it from the best. So, but listen. I haven't gotten into new video games. The least similar course, Bethpage Black. So the true bomb, the biggest maybe bomb, and who cares where it goes, golf course that has been played the last couple of years. This is the exact opposite of that. So,
All right, well, it's about that time. For the last time during this PGA Tour season, let's get in some picks. Before we do that, let's give a rundown of the rankings, which are absurdly close.
I don't know. We don't need to do that.
I think we'll just take a quick minute to run down the rankings.
Have TC's been audited?
TCs have not been audited. He does all these stupid ass bets every week, and then he says, like, yeah, I won 216. Everyone's like, all right, well, we don't know how the bets work, so I guess we'll take your word for it. So Tron is in 4th, so he's kind of right under the radar where he's not going to be. This is like, the IRS low risk for audit. Basically, he's in that zone. We have, yours truly,
George Truly.
George Truly at 3 plus 331.
Oh.
I will say 4 of the 5 of us are up on the year.
as a team, we are in the black. And you guys are the ones that don't want to play as a team. Okay,
That's true. That's true. I'm at plus 331. Randy is 2 points behind me after what? It's been 14, 15 weeks. Randy is 2 points behind me, plus 329.
This kind of feels like Final Jeopardy a little bit.
It
You gotta
does.
figure out what you're going to do.
Well, exactly. Neil is at plus 321, just 8 points behind Randy. Tron is at plus 289 after a big week that I'm sure he's going to tell you all about shortly. Solly's at minus 570.
That's all the time we have for today. Listen, I said in the very first one of these that we did, it's like, I'm not into this because I'm good at it. I'm not good at it. I'm specifically
Things
not.
are moving quickly for you.
Listen, we had a good week last week. We only lost $10. we won a bet. Hideki top 10. I felt like I should get a bonus payout for how good Hideki played. It wasn't even close. He was top 10 the whole week. But that's the road of the green. That's how it goes. Do I think any of my picks are going to hit this week? Similar to every other week? No, I do not. But
Well, I want to hear your strategy.
Yeah, what's your strategy? Are
My
you going for the
strategy,
win?
Have to go for the win. I made 3 specific bets that I think if any one of them hit, I have a good chance of winning this thing, winning it all. Coming from way far behind. So here we go. Are you ready?
I couldn't be more ready.
Xander Schauffele to win the Tour Championship. I'm putting 40 nuggets on that at plus 2,500. Okay, he's got a ton of success at this golf course. I think he's -3 or -2. I probably should have looked that up.
He is -3, so he'll be starting 7 back of our leader.
It's
Totally not insurmountable.
not insurmountable at all. Again, you got 72 holes, and
Last year, Rory started what? He started 5 back and ended up winning by 4.
there you go. So it's very possible. And that, like I said, do I think the winner is going to come from that far back? No, I don't. But I got to take something from way down the board. Also, whatever I think doesn't really matter because I've been way wrong on everything. So why does who cares?
Xander was also 6 back last year going into the Tour Championship and finished solo second. So
There you go.
He has experience.
I knew all of that. On the same nugget, the big golfer, Bryson.
Bryson DeChambeau starting at -4.
40 Nuggets at plus 2,500.
To do what?
To win.
Oh,
To win the tour championship.
Loves what he's seen from him the past few weeks.
Listen,
hitting 1 of 14 fairways on Thursday.
This is a happiness play because I get joy out of rooting for Bryson now. If you have stakes on him, you follow it a lot more closely.
100%.
It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all.
Otherwise, I'm like, wait, I'm kind of rooting for you, but why? This makes it easier.
Okay.
And then it would be the best possible way to put a bow on the season. 20 Nuggets plus 5,500 on Tony Finau to win the tour championship.
To win this tour championship?
Exactly.
Yeah.
To win the net tour championship. Again, if any one of those 3 hits, I think I'll win over 1,000 points. And that puts me, again, who knows what's going to happen with you guys this week, but if any one of those 3s happens, I might be your champion.
I will say, per your earlier question, if Tony Finau spots Dustin Johnson 8 shots and then goes out and beats him, I will absolutely count that as a victory.
Thank you.
Randy?
It's very brave of you.
I'm withholding my.
We'll see how he does it. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that takes us to 4th place. TC, I believe he's sent in a video. He could not be here today. Wishes that he could, but he sent in a video. Let's roll that now.
Greetings. TC here, coming at you from an undisclosed location in South Carolina. It's hot as shit outside. Big week last week. We hit 4 of the 5 elements of the Canadian. So big week. We made like $370 after counting the stake. So up to 289. Heading into the tour championship here. So excited for that. Let's get right to it. I've got no Canadians this week. There's just not enough players in the field. Looked at doing something with the Corn Ferry or the Euro Tour, but just didn't like, Panther Creek on the Corn Ferry Tour. Not my favorite course. Kind of a tough one to pick. But I do have a couple picks that I really, really like on the Corn Ferry, and both of them have to do with Braden Thornberry. Thornberry, I got him plus 500 plus 550, I believe, and then plus 5,000. Plus 550 for a top 5 or top 10. I don't know. I'll send it to you. And then plus 5,000 to win. I think good things headed towards Braden Thornberry here coming up. He's paid his dues. Gonna get some success going here soon. We're gonna do a Trixie bet, or actually a patent. A Trixie would be no singles bets. The patent is actually, 3-way round robin parlay plus singles bets with it. So doing Lanto over Joaquin. Lanto's my guy, obviously. Kisner over Horschel and Ryan Palmer over Honest Abe Answer. That's out to plus 940. You're gonna do seven units per. And it's a 7-way Trixie for each one. And then lastly, feeling good about JT, but we're going to go without the strokes. So all things being equal, everybody, playing the same, starting out, even playing field. JT plus 800 to win. He may not win, but if he finishes lowest, considering the strokes. And then lastly, Sungjae, top 5. Let's go with that too. You can see the values and everything on the screen. I'm not in front of my computer. I had to write all this stuff down, but it all adds up to 100. As I'm sure DJ and Randy and Sally are complaining about these patent bets this week. The Canadians just been way too successful. So sanction me, guys.
All right, more hood rat shit from Tron. Look forward to following that.
TC is absolutely taking after Racing Point, right? Like
exactly
the scummiest. Like put an asterisk by all his results until we can gather more information.
Like you should be pumping that. You need to try to get him dropped down into 5th place.
Yeah, you need to file an appeal.
I will file an official protest and just get him caught up in legal work for the next 4 to 6 months.
All right. The other person who couldn't be here today, of course, is the Short Hills Sharp or the Far Hills Fuckboy, as he's self-glossed himself both ways.
Can we get into why he's not here today?
Oh, what's he not doing today? Yeah, why couldn't he be here? Because he's playing 36 holes today at the National Golf Links of America. Ever heard of it?
With the full lobster lunch.
Full lobster lunch, the whole shirt and tie, the whole thing. The strap boy he's not who you think he is.
He's exactly who we think he is.
Let's hear from him.
All right, the Short Hill Sharp is out. The Long Island Loan Shark is in. We might have to workshop that one a little bit. Coming to you live from an undisclosed location, a.k.a. Don Quixote's place, a.k.a. the museum. I've got 2 bets for you this week. DJ, plus 120, 50 nuggets to be your first round leader. Justin Thomas, 50 nuggets, plus 550 to be your first round leader. Let's get this over with. Tough one to pick this week. Let me know after the end of Thursday if I'm up or down going into the U.S. Open. I like our chances. One of these guys is going to run away and hide. I think one of them probably wins it too, but I just want to get it over with. I love the first round leader bets. Schuster from the island out.
All right, fascinating. Listen, the one thing you can say about Neil, just he brings the energy every week. So kudos for that. Randy, that takes us to you in second place. 2 points behind. I would love to hear a little bit about your strategy this week.
So I thought about a few things. I thought about maybe placing all $100 on DJ to finish in the top 20, essentially just, securing my spot.
Sure.
And letting you guys perhaps fall off. Upon further reflection, though, I'm going to go try to win it. I'm like Ted Williams in the final game of the season when he was he was just over 400 batting average, and he could have rested and he could have finished the season, but he went out and got a couple hits. And,
that's the splinter for you, man.
Exactly. So that's
Ted Williams really been on your mind lately.
Did you watch that documentary about him?
it's on PBS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exceptional.
Oh, he's a fascinating person. Okay, so I'm going to use – first I had to make sure I use all my money this week, which I have not done in the past. And then I got to make sure I don't go over 5.
That's true. Maybe you should be docked 10.
No, you guys already penalized me for all that
we did.
stuff.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then no more than 5 bets. So here are my plays. I don't think Hideki's going to keep up his short game magic this week, so I am taking, I've been riding him for a while. All reports out of Sea Island are Harris English is still flushing the ball. So I'm taking Harris English in a direct matchup over Hideki.
Home game for him.
Practically a home game. Putting 35 points on it. Harris English plus 120.
Go Dogs.
Exactly. Next play, we're going JT to win. Okay. If there's one guy with firepower sitting there in third place, I believe he's 3 shots off the lead to start. I think JT can run down those leaders. So we're putting 12 points on JT to win at plus 525. I got a couple of top 5 bets here. Okay. I think Colin Morikawa is being disrespected a little bit. Top 5, he's plus 250. I mean, he's starting 5th. Maybe the most elegant ball striker in the field. From all reports, Eastlake requires some proper golf.
Seems like a good golf course for him.
So we're going to put 18 points on Colin Morikawa to finish in the top 5. The other guy, possibly the most unheralded best player in the world over the last few months, Daniel Berger.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're going to see if maybe we're vibing this week. He's at plus 250 to finish in the top 5. We're putting 20 points there. And then my final 15 points, Solly, I'm actually joining you on the big golfer, but just to finish in the top 3.
That's fine.
Top 3 at plus 550. We got a bank on that he straightens out that driver.
Well, that's very interesting stuff.
I would have gone JT with you if the math worked for me to. Otherwise, if I'd have bet JT, I couldn't have come from behind.
I think it's the only place where the value is on that leaderboard right now.
Well, we've got a very interesting situation here because I think, Solly, you invoked Final Jeopardy earlier. You don't know what the other person's going to wager when you lock in your bets. So I'm leading by 2 points. Neil's within striking distance. Tron's kind of within striking distance if he hits whatever the hell he's doing. So I was kind of trying to play defense, trying to be a little aggressive, trying to just make sure we don't kick it away. We play safe. We hit to the middle of the green here, but we do need to hit the green, right? And so I've got a couple plays. I've got 4 plays this week. 1, Daniel Berger over the big golfer in a head-to-head matchup.
Oh, wow.
He is minus 110 against the big golfer, so we're only putting 20 nuggets on that. That's a bit of a stop the bleeding situation.
Sure.
Don't think the big golfer is going to play well this week, but I wish you guys all the best.
That's a fail-safe, right?
It's a fail-safe. That's a break glass in case of emergency.
Hey, for the record, neither do I.
A guy who has some great history on this golf course, who's in nice form right now. William Ho
Wow.
to top 10 at plus 450
To net top 10.
to net top 10, 20 nuggies on that. Then we're going to go JT to win as
Oh
well.
my
That's
gosh.
I don't think there's is it going to be Rom or DJ that wins? Probably yes. I think it probably will be. But JT is the only place where you're going to find some micro value if this is even a thing at plus 525 as you mentioned. 50 nuggets on that.
Wow.
I'm throwing 50
wow.
nuggets on that. If he wins, we're absolutely slamming the door and the season's over. And,
I might
and
have
we're,
to root against my own pick now.
and we're going to hang the banner. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. I'm shooting your picks right in the head here. And then finally, because oftentimes my picks are either rendered correct or incorrect by like Friday afternoon, I am doing a yes on the prop that the winner will eagle
Sick.
the 72nd hole.
Sick.
10 nuggets at plus 2,500.
Oh my God.
Because why not? It's a reachable par 5. It's totally doable, and that's going to keep me interested throughout the tournament. So we like that.
I thought it was going to be a made cut bet that you were going to sprinkle in there just to keep your lead.
So that's what we got, and it's going to be a fascinating, a true race to the finish here for the boys, as well as, of course, the world's best golfers at Eastlake. Any parting thoughts?
Despite losing all the points throughout the course of the year, it's been a really fun ride. So thank you to the DraftKings Sportsbook for all this entertainment you've provided us. It's been very fun to banter back and forth.
Of course, do it responsibly, but gambling is super fun. It's made me enjoy the return to golf so much more.
Just like fake gambling.
Exactly. I mean, it's just you got to have something on the line, otherwise it just feels so arbitrary. Like, yeah, I hope he wins because he's a good guy. Cool. Should we wrap it there,
We shall.
boys? It's been an honor.
Remember,
And,
it's a Friday start this week.
Friday start
to Monday.
Yeah, boys, it's been fun. We'll see you guys back here for the U.S. Open in a couple of weeks.
Enjoy that off season, guys.
Enjoy the 1 week
I
off
hope-
season.
Get some rest.
I hope you find your passions and some of your outside interests.
Cheers.